Today, we're looking into the case of E.JEAN Carroll versus Donald Trump. Carroll accusing Trump of sexually assaulting her in a dressing room of a department store back in the 1990s. Well, in 2023, a federal jury found Trump liable for sexual abuse and defamation, awarding Carroll $5 million. And then a separate jury ordered Trump to pay $83.3 million. But an appeals court has now paused the payout, and this could go to the Supreme Court. President Trump has denied all allegations. To discuss the dirty politics, the E.JEAN Carroll story, and more is radio host Kevin Jackson. Kevin, good to have you on the show today. Thanks so much for being here. Look, from my view, in my opinion, everything from the beginning in this case has seemed sketchy. Her story doesn't sound legit to me. It never has. You've followed this from the beginning. Is it fabricated?
Oh my gosh, this story is as made up as anything. I mean, when you look at the politics of today, whether you're looking at the 2020 election, J6, all of it, totally fabricated. Look, E.JEAN Carroll has been a kook for a long time. And what's interesting is the number of men that she's accused of sexual assault. We've written about it. It's no less than 6 other people, and they're generally high profile folks. But you don't need to go very far into E.JEAN Carroll's past to look at that, whether it's looking at, the CBS former president Moons or any of the other guys that were accused. She is absolutely certifiably crazy. And anybody that's ever been to Bergdorf's, my wife and I were there because we go to New York every year to go to the Gold Gloves. And we decided to go in the store. And I'm telling you, it is a mausoleum with clothes. You can hear a pin drop in this store. And the people are so attentive. The minute you walk in, they treat everybody like you're a superstar. I'm not a rich guy, but they came in. What are you looking for, sir? Can we help you? And I joked that they weren't following me around because I'm black. They followed me around because they're helpful. And you go into the store and there's just no way that situation could have happened. And so, but Democrats did it like a Jussie Smollett. They took the story on face value, not because it had any potential, but just because they wanted to get President Trump. Now think about the backdrop of this, Vanessa. You've got one of the most popular guys in New York at the height of his career. Donald Trump, I believe at this point was, certainly he was a billionaire mogul. I don't know if he was doing Celebrity Apprentice, but he was writing books, set The Art of the Deal. He's in movies. Rappers are talking about this guy. He is the most prominent figure in New York City, certainly in the top 10, probably bar none. And he is supposed to have gone into a Bergdorf's, set his sights on E.JEAN Carroll, which you can see I kind of have to chuckle a little bit at the idea that that's who he would go for. And then let's not forget, this is a guy that's been around the most beautiful women in the world with the Miss America pageants and what have you. And the ghost of Stormy Daniels is what I think about every time I think about this story. Now she's in trouble.
Yeah,
E.JEAN Carroll is what I'm
Daniels.
saying.
And Stormy Daniels, that's another hot mess right there. But yes, when it comes to E.JEAN Carroll, from the start to the finish, I mean, this has just been a story of, yeah, right. I mean, that's how I take it. Of course, it's just my opinion. You're getting yours, and I'm sure the viewers at home have theirs. But it goes further than that. After she's awarded, Kevin, this money, she goes on national television and brags about it. A true victim of assault is not going to go brag about it. They're going to counseling. They're trying to overcome this. This is traumatizing, because there are true stories out there who women are victimized, and
Absolutely.
these women, this haunts them for years and sometimes their entire life. She goes on national TV and says, "What are we going to do with this money? Let's go on vacation. Let's go shopping." Let's take a look at what she had to say once this money was awarded to her.
You've talked about using some of Trump's money that you're about to get to help shore up women's rights. Do you know what that might be, what that might look like?
Yes, Rachel. Yes.
Tell me.
I had such great ideas for all the good I'm going to do with this money. First thing, Rachel, you and I are going to go shopping. We're going to get completely new wardrobes, new shoes, motorcycle for Crowley, new fishing rod for Robbie. Rachel, what do you want? Penthouse? It's yours,
Nothing.
Rachel. Penthouse and France? You want France? You want to go fishing in France? No? Oh, all right, okay.
That's a joke.
Although if me fishing in France could do something for women's rights, I would take the hit. I would obviously take one for the team. All right, let me as if you need persuasion in that regard. Let me finish with a final question.
Ha ha ha.
Do you
All
see-
these women sitting there
let me
laughing
let
it
me
up.
say
It's
this.
disgusting. Go ahead.
Let me say this, Vanessa. When you look at that clip, you can see how uncomfortable Rachel Maddow is, because she's setting her up to say, do you want to do something to help women that may be victims of sexual assault? And this kooky woman doesn't get it. And so she goes off on a tangent, and you can see the nervous laughter of Rachel Maddow. But I defy you to do this. Anybody, go look at any of the interviews. Anderson Cooper, Larry O'Donnell, all these guys from MSNBC, etc. Look at any of the interviews. They're all uncomfortable. When she was asked by Anderson Cooper, what do you think about rape? She says, "I think rape is sexy." And then he cuts off and on air to essentially say, "We'll come back," because none of them could take her seriously. And you listen to that exchange and you think to yourself, do you really believe this is a woman that was a victim of sexual assault? It reminds me of Blasey Ford and Kavanaugh, where she was talking about the hippocampus and the hypothalamus. Women who are abused in this manner should not be trivialized by people like E.JEAN Carroll and the Democratic movement that want to take down yet another great guy. And by the way, I got into trouble with this with Kavanaugh, with the Blasey Ford and Julia Swetnick and the other women who wrongfully accuse this man of doing that. But it's become sport for the left. And this was strictly a takedown. But here's the most interesting part to me. Why would you choose this woman to do it? It is truly a slap in the face. It's the Democrats essentially saying, we don't believe you can do anything to stop us. So we're going to run the kookiest woman on the planet, and we're going to get Donald Trump accused of rape, a woman that he wouldn't give 2 seconds of thought about, and we're going to make you believe it. And I look at it, this is the same thing they did with Joe Biden. We're going to elect this guy. We're going to tell you he got 81 million votes, and he's Mr. Popular, 11 million votes more popular than Barack Obama in his prime, and you're going to believe it. And we're going to make you believe that the vaccine is okay. We're going to make you believe the J6 was the biggest insurrection in the history of America since the Civil War, where 700,000 men lost their lives. I mean, the level of hyperbole that the left will try to produce over something, quite frankly, is insulting to the American public.
It really is. And you're absolutely right. There's accusations. This is just another play from their playbook. And when another accusation comes out, you already know this is just what the Democrats do. It's part of their playbook, right? But it's always when there's an accusation against conservatives, it's automatic belief from the left. They just run with it and they hammer it down, and they get the help from the media, the mainstream media, to brainwash the public that this is true before it's even gone to court. So anyone can come out and say, this happened to me, and they want you to believe that this really did happen before facts are even given.
You're right, Vanessa, and we've got so many examples of this. But let's segue into another story that showcases the hypocrisy of the left. We've got a guy right now in Maine who's got a Nazi tattoo. Unquestionably, he's a Nazi. He's literally says that his unit, and I'm being very judicious with this, he calls it Mein Führer, and he will use it to blitzkrieg women. And they say, well, it really wasn't. It was a playful Nazi thing. He really didn't know. We know that's what it was. He actually uses German terminology to refer to himself. It's been proven through his friends and associates that he's a Nazi, that that's what his ideology was about. We also know because of his wife that he's a womanizer. The guy's a newlywed, and he's got his site up on these various dating sites as well as Kick, which is a controversial site. And the Democrats are still behind this man, while they've conveniently called conservatives, you and me and people that listen to your show, they've called us Nazis for the better part of 2 decades. So when you look at what happened with E.JEAN Carroll, when you look at what's happened with Joe Biden, when you look at what's happening with global climate change, with Trump's tariff policy, etc., the demonization of anything that's good is what they specialize in until it hits them. And in the case of Spencer Pratt, it hit him. In the case, and reflecting back on E.JEAN Carroll, the Democrats are going to back away from this very cautiously. They're just going to slowly back away. That's why you're not hearing much about her. You're not hearing much about Stormy Daniels. What about Michael Avenatti, who was her Stormy Daniels' lawyer, who they actually said he should be a presidential candidate? He's in jail. I mean, as I said, they specialize in almost trying to tell us we're going to slap you in the face with accusations in the most egregious and lunacy. The level of lunacy is unparalleled, and you're going to accept it. So if we tell you that the disease of Wu flu did not begin in Wu flu in Wuhan, China, you'll believe it. You'll believe that mail-in ballots are all legitimate. You'll believe that the voter rolls are all okay, because in the spirit of transparency, we don't want you to look at them. I mean,
yeah. And we saw that this weekend. I think I missed you. If you want to come back out to me, Isaac, we had a technical issue there, but we saw that this weekend too, when President Trump was being interviewed by a news anchor about the ballots, as he was just mentioning. These people do not want to believe that the elections were stolen. And so they say that there's no proof. We all know that there's proof. We hope to have him back on the show soon, because he is great. He is very knowledgeable on so many different topics. Kevin Jackson, make sure you check out his podcast and his radio show. He does great work. We do want to continue on, though, with the latest on the California elections. Good news to report today. In fact, there are good news coming out of California. Republican Steve Hilton has advanced to the November general election to face off against Democrat Xavier Becerra. Hilton is Trump endorsed. So President Trump posting this last night, excited about Steve Hilton advancing. Good news there. The top two candidates in the race for governor advance. And it's nice to see a Republican make it to the final round, especially in a state like California. However, you can't make me believe that the same people who voted for Hilton didn't vote for Spencer Pratt for mayor of Los Angeles. Spencer is out, coming in third, and the two lefties are in. Mail-in ballots are still being tabulated, and a rush of votes came in for Nathia Rahman, who on election night last week, she gave a concession speech because she was so far behind Spencer Pratt. She went in front of the crowd and gave us a concession speech. Now, President Trump, he's not buying it. He's saying this: it's not possible for Spencer Pratt to have lost the LA runoffs after the big lead he had. Third world nation, he says, rigged elections. Now they'll be working on great guy Steve Hilton. Won't have results for possibly 2 weeks, according to officials. Well, they can't make it too obvious in California. So right after the president posted that, Hilton came out as the winner to advance. But LA still looks fishy. Elon Musk even chiming in, first saying the real reason they don't want voter ID is to commit voting fraud. That is the obvious truth. Clearly, you don't have to have an ID to vote in California. Then Elon posted this. That's because fraud at scale takes time. Now he's responding to, if you look further down, to a post about Peru elections, where Peru was able to hand count over 90% of its 27 million ballots in one night. So Peru can do it. Why can't California? And in South Korea, we've been following all of the allegations going on there as well. They too are still demanding answers this morning in their elections. Conservative strongholds, they had shortages of ballots at polling locations. We've been talking about it all week. It's been a week full of protests, and we have covered it all along the way. Let's bring back Dr. Douglas Frank live in Seoul, South Korea. Dr. Frank, good to see you. We just talked about California. We've been following what's happening in California. Same type of situation going on in South Korea. Rigged elections. People are protesting there. Look at the crowd, the tens of thousands of people. And these are probably people who couldn't get in to vote because in these conservative strongholds, they just happen to run out of ballots. But you have some new information for us this morning because a lot goes on every single day there in South Korea. So what's the latest since you were on yesterday?
Good morning, Vanessa. Thanks for having me. It is so exciting to be here in South Korea in the middle of history in the making. It is just amazing to see this. And I mentioned last night, I was expecting when the work week started that the rallies would diminish here, that the demonstrators would diminish, but they are even larger every day. This is a snowball that's happening. It's really impressive to see. I came here 2 weeks ago at Mr. Lindell's request to work with the election integrity team here. They call it the USA ROK election fraud team. And we've been spending all day, every day, visiting sites, meeting. Today, I spent the whole day in meetings going over the evidence and data we have. It's just, we're overwhelmed with data. Last night, I had two young people on. You can remember they were chanting at the rally. And so I brought two young people here to tell you what they were chanting. And it's interesting, the dynamic. There's a party here called the PPP. It's the largest conservative party in the country. I like to think of them as rhinos on steroids. They are establishment. They don't like this happening. They're saying, "Oh no, we need to just accept this and move on." What does that sound like, right? And they put infiltrators in the crowd to get people to stop saying that there's election fraud, just that we want to do a re-election. But no, this crowd, there are people. I'm telling you, these people, they caught on right away, and they're yelling, "We want one-day elections. We want hand counting. We want there's tons of election fraud," and now the churches are getting involved. And this is something that's really different in Korea versus America. The churches are actually taking the lead. It's interesting. And in fact, I've been to 2 church services this last 2 weeks and 2 prayer meetings. This morning, I was in a prayer meeting and 10 pastors came around and laid hands on me. They're sending me back to America. As you know, I'm returning to America 2 days from now, Thursday morning. And they're saying, "Please go back to America. And please, Dr. Frank, we're desperate. Please bring the Americans to help us." So anyway, it's interesting, though. The infiltrators are trying to get them to take the American flags down because they don't want it to look like they're asking for American help. They don't want the Americans here. Yet there's this strong alliance. So it's really interesting. There's like this political thing. But I got to tell you, the grassroots movement is strong and conservative, and they are our people. And boy, oh boy, do they want reform. The next big news, unless you want to ask me a question, I'll move on to the next big news.
Keep going.
Okay, the next big news is that tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow we've rented this big truck. It's got one of those big digital screens on it, and we're pulling it right up next to these. There are tens of thousands of protesters. It's amazing, and we're pulling it right up next to them. And we're going to give a press conference tomorrow night after it gets dark from 7 to 10. And we have 8 speakers lined up. And, former Prime Minister and President Hwang Kyo-an is going to lead off. He's amazing. I love that man. He started what they call the Freedom and Innovation Party here, and it's church led. It's amazing. Anyway, he's going to lead it off, and then we have 7 speakers after him. And there's a new speaker that I haven't yet met, but I just found out today she testified before our Congress on April 28th. Her name is Dr. Tara O. And if you guys want to hear that testimony, go on YouTube. You can see it. What was so funny, I never heard of her until today. And when I found out she was going to be there tomorrow, I listened to her YouTube presentation. It's 10 minutes long. Holy mackerel, she's spot on, and she's saying everything I'm saying. So it's cool because it's like independent validation of what I found here. It's really impressive. So anyway, that's going to be pretty exciting tomorrow. And I don't know, you and I are going to talk about it, but I'm going to be speaking at that. So I may not be available for an update tomorrow morning. But wouldn't it be cool if I could pull my phone up while I'm there with you, maybe, and show you what the crowd looks like live? Well, we'll talk about it. That's okay. So the demographics of this movement are different than in America as well. You've got older people who remember the Korean War, and so they remember what it was like to be under communism, and they see it happening again. So they're very awake. So when you go to these big rallies, there are all these older people, and then the younger people that don't like the government telling them what to do, because right now the government's becoming increasingly tyrannical, and so they don't like it. So it's interesting because it's the old people and the young people. Well, what about those middle people, the 40s and 50-year-olds? Guess what? Those people are educated with Western education, and they lean left. And so it's interesting. The demographics are interesting. You know, while I'm in America, people are always saying to me, Dr. Frank, how do we get the young people involved? Are you kidding? The young people are the energy in this. It's amazing to see all these young people. And if you look at the chanting, I'm telling you, it has gone nonstop for days. And you listen to them, you know, they're this, and it never stops. It's amazing, except when they let me speak to the crowd, or when they let Ambassador Tan speak to the crowd. And his court case is tomorrow, so we'll have to give you an update on that after we hear what's going on with that. They're really feeling desperate here, Vanessa. I mean, really desperate. The state assembly is about to pass a law that makes it illegal to question the integrity of their elections. What does that sound like? That sounds like Colorado. And anytime it's called the NEC, the National Election Commission, anytime somebody does something in the country they don't like, the NEC is filing lawsuits against them. And there are all these lawsuits going on in the country. It's just really quite disturbing to see all this happening. So that's what's going on. Now, one last piece of news. We can talk more if you like, but there's another piece of news. So next week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday in Las Vegas, Nevada, we're holding a fraud fighting summit. And we've just arranged for the leaders here and former Prime Minister Wang Kyo-an to go to attend that. So we're going to actually kind of bring a portion of our team and the Prime Minister to Nevada for this big summit. I'm speaking at that 1 hour. Mark Cook is going to be there as well. He's arranging part of that. So and we're expecting about 800 in attendance. They've sold tickets. This is going to be a big thing. So I think my 2 weeks here have been really eye-opening, I think, and life-changing for me. I have a new view of the world that I never had before. I mean, I knew we had all this election fraud in America, but now that I've experienced it firsthand in Korea, I come home with renewed energy, and not renewed energy, a bigger vision of the whole world. I mean, you mentioned Peru and Venezuela. We've got fraud happening all over the world. This is a much bigger issue than I ever really understood of. So kind of in my lane in America. So anyway, that's kind of the news on my end.
Well, that's a lot, and that's a lot of good news there. Several things. I've known you for quite some time, and just to let the people know that you do fight for election integrity. You do bring the receipts. You study this. You study elections, and you travel the country speaking at different events. And that's just what you do, and that's what you're known for. But I have seen in the last week a renewed energy from you that I haven't seen before from you on a personal level. And it's good to see. I don't like what's happening in Korea, of course, but it's good to see that since you're right there in the middle of it and it's eye-opening, you've experienced, wow, there's a whole other world out here and they're fighting the same thing and they want the same thing that the citizens here in America want. And you're working with them there, but you're also bringing their message back here and then having that
Yes.
event in Las Vegas and bringing the former ambassador and some of the other officials there from South Korea to America so we can work together. And if people are on social media, they'll see hello and good morning. For me, it's good morning to all of the people in South Korea. We have so many people, you and I have talked about this off camera, that are following us now because they
Yeah.
see this unity between America, because you're there, because Lindell TV is covering this. They see this
Yes.
unity between the two countries and how we can fight together and work together for election integrity. So all of the people, I don't know if I'll be able to have you on tomorrow since that event's going on. We're going to work on that for all the people watching right now. We're going to work on that and
Yeah.
try to bring you some live coverage.
But don't think that I fell
but-
off the planet if I don't show up.
No,
I mean, I have
he's
a
right in the
legitimate
middle of all
excuse.
the action. Yes, he's right in the middle of all the action. So you have a lot of work to do at this time tomorrow. But we're going to try to bring our viewers some coverage of that live. We'll work on that. But
Sure.
we're going to continue to do so. So even though Dr. Frank is going to be coming home this week, the work's still going to be done. So don't lose hope, South Korea. That's number one. And then also number two is that, you know, the fight still goes on.
Yes.
And to see that, you know, Ambassador Ton is fighting. We're going to be
Yes.
covering that as well
Yes.
and updating our people. If you're just now watching, Ambassador Ton was an ambassador during President Trump's first term, and he
Yes.
is being held by Korea to not leave the country since he's been there. So he has a court appearance tomorrow because he has been told he cannot leave the country. So that's another thing that we're working on and going to be following. So to all the people in South Korea, we're not leaving you. We're by your side, and we're going to continue rooting for you. Dr. Frank, any last words as we start to wrap this up? I know you have a lot going on there. It's evening there, so you need some sleep, but you have that big event tomorrow, and you're also looking forward to the event in Las Vegas coming up as well.
I think you're seeing a difference in my personality. And I think because I've been working and not just me, several of us have been working so hard since 2020 in America to wake the people up and to get them engaged. And I've been teaching people that the solution is not top down. It's not legislative. We're not going to be able to fix this from a legislative level. We need the people to wake up and engage. And it has just been so hard to wake the public up and to help them realize what they need to be doing. To walk into South Korea, into this ready-made movement. I mean, it's like, I didn't start this. I didn't start this bonfire. God gave us a miracle. You know, I think God gave us a miracle in America. He kept Biden alive so that the Democrats got stuck with Kamala, the worst candidate of my life. And so we were given this 4-year window, really, to actually clean up the country, address a lot of these issues. And you know, this is only 1 year done for Trump. We got 3 more to go. This is going to be pretty fun. So we've got this 4-year window. I think that's a miracle. I think God gave us like a little respite, right? And here I walk into Korea, and holy mackerel, the NEC totally botched this election. I mean, it's like normally I came here thinking I was going to have to be all fancy with my math and everything and show all these fancy algorithms and prove that there's fraud. Are you kidding? They just gave it to us on a silver platter. So obviously the whole country just erupted. And so there's like major movement here. And I need people to understand in America, if you don't do this, we're going to lose our country, just like Korea is losing their country right now. So I think that's like the new motivation in me. People, wake up. Colorado, I mean, what they did to Tina Peters, the way they're behaving, they're passing laws in Colorado. You know, it's illegal in
Look
Colorado
what's happening
to knock on doors.
go ahead. Yeah, absolutely. But look what's happening right now to Spencer Pratt in Los Angeles. I mean, if people
Same
can't-
stuff. Why aren't there
It's
thousands of people
impossible.
around the LA counting place right now saying, hey, this is not okay? No, everybody's home watching TV. Yeah. It's like, la, la, la. Let's just give our country away to the communists while we're at it.
No, we're not going to do it. We're not going to stand for it. We're going to continue fighting. That's what we do. Well, you have done wonderful work, and I'm glad you're there with the people of South Korea. I know they're happy to see you. We're going to try to get some footage from you tomorrow for the show, so I hope everyone tunes in for that. And be careful coming back home, and we're going to update everyone on Ambassador Ton as well. Give him our warmest regards. We're rooting for him.
Let me say one more thing. Your coverage has made a difference over here, because the people in Korea are desperate for Americans to help them. And lo and behold, Lindell's network, one of their primary anchors, is covering it every day. I hear it all around. Oh, we saw you on Lindell TV, the Koreans. So thank you for stepping up and recognize the significance of this. You are also inspiring a nation. So it's a great time to be involved. Thank you for doing
Yes,
that.
absolutely. And, you know, and also, you can't ignore it. You see these people. I'll log on to X and I'll have all of these notifications. I can't even count. And, you know, X is really great about translating a foreign language for me. And it's just people crying for help. So how can you ignore that? And so we won't, and we're not going to. And so we are by their side. I know they're watching right now. And we were, again, I've said it several times this morning, and I'll say it again. We're going to continue to fight with them to make sure that they get secure elections and hopefully get a redo on their election there in South Korea. Dr. Frank, good to see you. We'll check back in with you tomorrow and see how we can bring some coverage to our viewers.
Thank you very much. Great to see you, Vanessa.
When we come back, a star-studded gala coming to the Kennedy Center in D.C. this weekend. We talk to the featured artist and fashion designer before the curtains rise for the Global Art and Fashion Gala. That's coming up next.
It's finally here, our second annual mega sale. This sale only comes around once a year, so take advantage of the best offers ever while you can. For example, save 50% on our Giza Dream bed sheets, as low as $29.98. And for the first time ever on TV, MyPillow mattresses and MyPillow mattress toppers, as low as $99.98. And you save 50% on our Lux Pure 6-piece towel sets, regular $69.98. Now only $39.98. And our best-selling standard MyPillows, regular $49.98, on sale for $17.98. Wait on it, mega sale, only $14.98. So go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use this promo code to take advantage of our second annual mega sale. But wait, there's more. To make the mega sale even more special, when you order right now, your order's gonna ship absolutely free.
Welcome to Vocal, the free speech social app that gives you a platform to amplify your voice. Speak freely, connect boldly, and be part of a growing movement for truth, faith, and freedom. Want to know what's happening right now? The Now Playing feature shows you exactly who's live and what's streaming in real time. Check out the show's feed, a non-stop lineup including LINDELLTV News 24/7, shows and on-demand programming all in one place. Connect with your favorite host and never miss a show. Explore the featured page for quick access to LINDELLTV's top shows. Follow your favorites and watch their newest content flow right into your feed. And when they go live on Vocal, you can join the live chat and be part of the action. Ask questions, share your thoughts, even help shape future shows. Stay informed on issues around securing our elections by following your state's Cause of America account. Join a group and connect on a deeper level, from faith and freedom to the future of our nation. Go to vocal.com or download the app today and be a part of the mission to save our country.
When you read one news source, you get one side. When you read two sources, you get an argument. Read 40 sources, and you get the truth. LindellReport.com, the only place you ever need to visit for your news. From Lindell TV, over 40 trusted outlets in one place. No editorial gatekeepers, no hidden bias. Just the day's news. Balanced, unfiltered, ready when you are. Whether you lean left, right, or straight down the middle, this is where you start your day. One click, one feed, one truth. The decision is yours. LindellReport.com. The news you need, the balance you deserve.
I am so excited about our next guest. We are gearing up for this weekend's Global Art and Fashion Gala at the Kennedy Center in Washington, D.C. It's going to be a night filled with art, fashion, and style. With us now are world-renowned painter Ray Simon and also world-renowned fashion designer Andre Soriano. Good to have you both here with us today. Hello, hello. Ray, let's start with
Hi,
you.
how are you?
I'm good. Ray, let's start with you. This event is not only celebrating art, but also celebrating America's 250th birthday. You have so many beautiful, patriotic pieces of art. What are you bringing to the gala this weekend?
Wow, we're bringing about 16 canvas paintings. The Abraham Lincoln America Story, the originals in the Abraham Lincoln Presidential Library. Divine Providence of George Washington, the original is in Mount Vernon in the George Washington Presidential Library. We're bringing 3 beautiful paintings of President Trump. Um, the Awakening, Fight, 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 and the new one that's we just released. We're bringing a large 250th original canvas of forged in fire into the stars. And it's a long mural that really embodies America's journey in 200. And it's hard to capture everything that America's accomplished, but it really gives you a flavor of where we've come from, where we're going, where we've been, and where we're going.
And
And
you
that's
are
there.
the
There it
featured.
is.
Yes, absolutely. We're looking at some of your beautiful artwork here. You are one of the featured, if not the featured artist for this gala. You're going to have your work on display. What a night for you at the Global Art Show. What does this mean for you? Because you love your country, you put it onto canvas, and you sell your artwork. People love it. You've been to Mar-a-Lago, you've been to the White House, you've been to all of these different places, and now you're going to be at this gala representing the world's finest art, and it's also on America's birthday. What is that like for you?
You know what? I had a wonderful art teacher, Sister Alice Marie Morley, Vanessa, and she always said, "Celebrate the art within you, not you within the art." And I truly engage, and I've been doing it for 40 years now, telling beautiful stories about America. And every one of those, and I, from noon to 5, I'll be standing in front of those paintings and just telling the stories of President Washington, the stories of Abraham Lincoln, the stories of the awakening of what the whole title of President Trump's painting when he walks into Mar-a-Lago, when we were with him a month and a half ago, and he looked with J.J. Cafaro and I sitting at the table, and he said, "Ray, that's one of my favorite paintings because it just tells a beautiful." No one's perfect, Vanessa, and I think there's so much tension. I was just listening to you and Dr. Frank, and there's just so much fight and tension going on right now in this nation. It's a challenge, and I don't paint negative. Just like when Andre does his beautiful dresses, they're beautiful looking. He is certainly not going to make something that's not beautiful. No different than me. He's an artist. I'm an artist, and I don't paint negativity. America was never perfect, um, but we all need to hold her hand as she continually gets well. And
You're
she's come such a long way. Go ahead.
you're right, it's a great country who continues to fight for her and celebrate her. Is the reason that she is such a strong country and the best country in all of the world. I want to invite everyone to your website, raysimon.art. There they can purchase and view all of your wonderful artwork. You have been so gracious to give me a promo code as well. If you type in the word Vanessa, my name, you can also receive a discount on some of Ray Simon's artwork. There's the beautiful portrait of President Trump in the White House. I know you have one of Mike Lindell, Charlie Kirk, America's History, all there on your website. So check it out. Our great
And I'll
military right
sign,
there.
Vanessa, I will sign everyone. I will personally sign if they type in the promo code Vanessa, I will personally sign all the prints when they log on to the website. And again, when I said celebrate the art within you, not you within the art, those military prints, Vanessa, they come with an oval die cut. I did World War II, Korea, Vietnam, history of the Army, history of the Navy, history of the Air Force. They have an oval die cut in them where you actually place you email your loved one's picture, the date they served and their name, and we actually place it into the painting with a beautiful beveled edge and a ribbon at the bottom. And it's a forever. My father served in World War II, and if you look at A Nation Remembers, the painting, I have one right next to me. It just tells a beautiful story. The certificates talk about the painting, not the artist, and it's something it's a lifetime tribute that'll be in your family forever. And that's what I've dedicated my life doing, is telling beautiful stories about us.
And it's all great work. Can't wait to see your work on display this weekend. I want to bring in Andre now. Andre, good to see you. I mean, your outfit today just describes who you are. Just so fashionable. Of course you are. Love the Make America Great Again dress behind you. That dress is pretty popular. It's been in the news. Let's talk about some of the dresses you'll be bringing to the show this weekend.
Well, first and foremost, thank you for having me on Lindell TV, and thank you so much, Vanessa. I'm truly grateful. I'm truly grateful for being here with you today, and Mr. Lindell too, and all the best for Minnesota. Uh, Without further ado, I have a collection that I have put together. I have uh, my vintage ones, and also collaborated with the very Americana. The love for my love for this great nation as a Filipino immigrant is, I just love our country. I'm a proud Filipino American. I'm a proud American, and I just, America has given me so much, and my family with the abundance, and I hope all Americans would recognize that for living here and the one living abroad, how beautiful our great nation is, United States of America, the one that really we live. It's like the lifesaver of the global community and humanity, and President Trump doing such an incredible job. I really wish to God and hope to God and pray all the time to bless our president and his cabinet, to because we're like the one of the most amazing countries in this beautiful planet that we live in. And for the show, I thank Miss Rose Hong and Global Humanities for including me as representing our great nation with amongst of all the beautiful designers. I have a lot of very patriotic gowns. I have my classic one and my vintage ones, and that's one of our vintage that will be available soon. And I'm just truly grateful and honored being part of the event at the Trump Kennedy Center with Global Humanities.
Yes, and I want to bring back that picture. That's the dress. That is actually a Ray Simon piece that you are creating. I will be wearing that on Sunday. I am honored
That's
to
going to be
wear this
awesome.
beautiful piece. Yes, and so that's gorgeous, and it's also going to be up for auction. So even if you cannot make the event, you can still purchase this beautiful dress that I am honored to don on Sunday.
Thank you.
But you'll have more as well.
I'm truly grateful with Mr. Ray Simon for collaborating with this piece. As a proud American, collaborating with the most fabulous painter in our great nation. To be the forefront of the painters and as such an artist. And truly grateful, sir, to collaborate with you with this piece. And putting it into a very iconic piece for the event. So, and most importantly, you wearing it. So I'm truly grateful.
Thank you. I'm excited
thank you so
about it. It's
much.
going to be such a good. Yes. So let's talk about some more of your pieces, your design work, Andre. You have styled the stars, and some of these stars have
Yes.
come in very patriotic attire. We have some photos to show just some of your previous artwork. What are we looking at? I'm sorry, your designs. What are you looking at here?
That's actually Miss America of 2025. I love working with her. She's Miss Alabama, and it's it's actually a tribute to our great nation for making America healthy again with Robert Kennedy Jr. And they asked me, Robin Fleming, please, if you can have, and also Jackie Caprioti to design for Miss America. And I'm truly grateful for that, being part of for the inaugural ball that we have for our for our great nation. And also, most importantly, RFK Jr. is doing such an incredible job for all the food that we have, to be more healthier, not just, especially the future generations of America, especially the kids. It's geared towards that, what for making America healthy again. So that gown is for, and also, to represent like health for our RFK, and most especially for all Americans.
Absolutely. They're doing a wonderful job. Health is important, and we love the Maha movement. You have so many different beautiful dresses. I love looking at your
Thank you.
photos. Look at this gorgeous gown. Is
This
this
is actually
Mar-a-Lago?
Wow.
Yes, that's at Mar-a-Lago. That's Mystique. She's actually one of the philanthropists here in our great nation. I had an um I had an opportunity to attend the gala for America First, and also for the gala for the fundraiser that we have for Mike Lindell, and meeting him in person. So charismatic. So, and as far as with this gown, it's a very iconic. It's very nostalgic of the 1940s. I love women. That's very classic. I think femininity and very subtle, and also timeless. It's a very staple of what womanhood and femininity is. So this design is particularly for her, for modeling it at Mar-a-Lago.
Beautiful. And then we have some more photos. I want to show a couple of more because your work is
Wow.
amazing. This photo as well, gorgeous. And I think we have one more photo to show of Andre's work there. That dress, just amazing work. And
Wow.
you can go to his website. It is his
Beautiful.
name. Yeah, it isn't it gorgeous. So you can go to his website and check out what he does. And if you'd like to have Andre design a dress for you, that would be great because he is someone who loves our country and loves putting that on his pieces of work. And so, uh, Ray, let's go back to you. Let's talk about this event. I want to invite people, if they're in the Washington, D.C. area, to please come out and join us on Sunday.
It's really going to be exciting, Vanessa, and I can't wait to see that beautiful dress that you're going to wear. And Andre, I fell in love with his work when we were at Mar-Lago, and he did a dress for Rose. And everyone, as she walked, and Andre's work is just stunning. And as she walked, you could see the entire crowd at Mar-Lago just stop and look at her. And that's how we actually got introduced to her, is because of the dress that he designed for her. So it's going to be a really great event. I'm excited for the simple fact that it's going to embody the as the nation celebrates 250 years, and all the negative things going on in our country right now that the Democratic Party is throwing at the canvas. Unfortunately, um, nothing's going to stop President Trump from embracing America for all that she's done. Andre, for the Philippines, I mean, if you think of the Philippines in American history, and I think of when I did the World War II painting, when Douglas MacArthur said, "I shall return." And he did return. And when I did real quick story, when I did the World War II Battlement Commission painting, the generals in Washington, D.C., this is in the 90s when Tom Hanks was on the campaign, and I did the official painting, and the generals didn't like Douglas MacArthur because they said he was just too flagrant. And I said, but the American people look at him because he did return to the Philippines. So, God bless you, Andre. You're a very talented designer. I fell in love with your work the first time I saw it down in Mar-Lago. So,
And I met Andre at a CPAC and fell in love with him the minute I saw him. I think we hit it off and became
Thank you,
friends
likewise.
at first sight. Andre, we had lost you for a second, but I wanted to direct people. We only have about a minute left. I want to direct people to
Sure,
your
sure.
website. We talked about Ray's website for people to
Okay,
go
sure,
shop his
sure, of course.
artwork, but they can go to your website as well. Tell us about your website.
Yeah, please come to andresoriano.com and Andre Soriano Patriot. And stand by because I have a children's book coming out soon, and also a wine. I have a Chardonnay and Merlot and on the horizon. So in any event, again, andresoriano.com. It's all about peace, love, glamour, and fashion, and the love of our great nation. And I love you guys, and thank you, Vanessa and Mr. Ray, so much. You know, God bless America, and God bless our president, Donald
God
J.
bless
Trump.
you, Andre. You are what
Great group
this
of
country was
guys.
built about. Thank you.
Absolutely. And I can't wait to spend a Sunday evening with both of you at the Kennedy Center this coming Sunday. We invite the public to come attend. It's going to be a glorious evening of art and fashion. You can go to the
Yes.
Kennedy Center's website, get your tickets right now. A black tie event that is going to be amazing. Ray,
And
Andre,
Vanessa,
thank you
you're
so
going to
much
look
for being here with us.
beautiful.
I am blessed to be
Vanessa
able
will
to
look
wear
beautiful in that dress.
your artwork and Andre's dress. So thank you so much. Andre, big heart to you too. Love you both.
Yeah.
We'll see you on Sunday. Thanks,
Thank
guys.
you.
When we come back, President Trump makes a statement at the third game of the NBA Finals. We'll take you to Madison Square Garden when we come back.
Talk is cheap when it comes to saving our country. We're not just any cell phone service provider. We're Patriot Mobile. It's not enough to simply talk about values. We live them. Defending life, protecting our First and Second Amendments, and celebrating our military and first responder heroes. We're boots on the ground making a difference. We're America's only Christian conservative wireless provider with nationwide coverage on all 3 major networks and 100% US-based customer service. Join Patriot Mobile today and make an impact every time you use your cell phone.
America's founders warned that without knowledge and virtue, no nation can remain free. Yet through the steady infiltration of Marxist ideology, we have been stripped of both, and we are no longer a moral and educated people. To save America, we must spark nothing less than a national renaissance. That's why you need Freedom Talk Magazine, the journal of truth and virtue. We cultivate enlightened thinking and principled living, offering unique insights into the issues and remarkable people defining our world. Sign up today for your free subscription to Freedom Talk Magazine and join the new American Renaissance.
The presidential motorcade rolled into New York City last night for Game 3 of the NBA Finals between the New York Knicks and the San Antonio Spurs. Security was tight outside, boos mixed in with cheers from the crowd. On the inside, the president watched the game alongside his granddaughter, Kai Trump, and members of the administration. The president, a longtime Knicks fan, attending games from way back when he lived in New York. The Spurs took Game 3, but the Knicks lead the series 2-1. The next game will be at Madison Square Garden on Wednesday. Let's see how the markets are opening today. A live look from MarketWatch.com. The Dow, S&P 500, NASDAQ, checking those out this morning. Markets are pointing higher right now as investors continue buying technology and AI-related stocks after yesterday's rebound. Now, looking ahead to this week, investors are awaiting upcoming inflation data for clues on Federal Reserve policy. Oil prices are also pulling back, reducing some inflation concerns. In your news to go, a quick glimpse of President Trump's schedule for today. At 8 o'clock this morning, he held an executive meeting. At 11, the First Lady will host an AI event for kids at the White House. That is open to press, so be expecting some coverage from there. That's 11 o'clock this morning. Then, for the rest of the afternoon, for the president, he will hold multiple back-to-back policy meetings. And of course, for all your top headlines today and every day, you can log on to LINDELLTV.com. You can also download the Lindell TV app. It is free in your app store. Now to our Bible verse of the day, coming from the book of Proverbs. The Bible says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and do not lean on your own misunderstanding. In all your ways, acknowledge him, and he will make your path straight. And that is your daily Bible verse for today, coming from the book of Proverbs. And that'll do it for us here this morning. Thank you so much for joining us today. We'll see you all same time, same place tomorrow. And we leave you today with sights from Oregon.
It's finally here, our second annual mega sale. This sale only comes around once a year, so take advantage of the best offers ever while you can. For example, save 50% on our Giza Dream bed sheets, as low as $29.98. And for the first time ever on TV, My Pillow mattresses and My Pillow mattress toppers, as low as $99.98. And you save 50% on our Lux Pure 6-piece towel sets. Regular $69.98, now only $39.98. And our best-selling standard My Pillows, regular $49.98, on sale for $17.98. Wait on it, mega sale, only $14.98. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use this promo code to take advantage of our second annual mega sale. But wait, there's more. To make the mega sale even more special, when you order right now, your order's going to ship absolutely free.
Welcome to Vocal, the free speech social app that gives you a platform to amplify your voice. Speak freely, connect boldly, and be part of a growing movement for truth, faith, and freedom. Want to know what's happening right now? The Now Playing feature shows you exactly who's live and what's streaming in real time. Check out the show's feed, a non-stop lineup including LINDELLTV News 24/7, shows and on-demand programming all in one place. Connect with your favorite host and never miss a show. show. Explore the featured page for quick access to Lindell TV's top shows. Follow your favorites and watch their newest content flow right into your feed. And when they go live on Vocal, you can join the live chat and be part of the action. Ask questions, share your thoughts, even help shape future shows. Stay informed on issues around securing our elections by following your state's Cause of America account. Join a group and connect on a deeper level, from faith and freedom to the future of our nation. Go to vocal.com or download the app today and be a part of the mission to save our country.
When you read one news source, you get one side. When you read two sources, you get an argument. Read 40 sources, and you get the truth. LindellReport.com, the only place you ever need to visit for your news. From Lindell TV, over 40 trusted outlets in one place. No editorial gatekeepers, no hidden bias. Just the day's news. Balanced, unfiltered, ready when you are. Whether you lean left, right, or straight down the middle, this is where you start your day. One click, one feed, one truth. The decision is yours. LindellReport.com. The news you need, the balance you deserve.
Too many pharmacies and insurance companies are blocking the medications that actually work. That's why I recommend All Family Pharmacy. They give you access to treatments like ivermectin now, starting at just $2 a capsule. They also have methylene blue, hydroxychloroquine, and so much more. They're helping you stay prepared, and they've dropped their prices by 25%. Also use promo code LINDELL10, you save even more. Go to allfamilypharmacy.com/Lindell. Use promo